personal conviction, the strength in the individual, knowing that individuality, that a single person is, yes, a leader, but the leadership is not a solitary exercise. And we heard that message from Yulia Navalny so clearly, so resonantly, and also that silence and accommodation is the enemy of democracy, is the enemy of freedom of speech. And we were reminded yesterday by our co-chair, Roshni Malhotra, that the real scarcity is that disruptive, effective, resilient, intergenerational leadership that can take on important voices, important ideas when we lose individual leaders. And I too was there in that room in Munich, and the courage that Yulia Navalny embodied in the moment where the rest of the room was breaking down. I was next to the US Ambassador, Michael McFaul, the US Ambassador to Russia, and Michael was unglued, as were we all. And the fact that she stood up there with that spine, I think that deserves another round of applause. She is courageous for all of us, but it's a call to action because we heard over the last 2 days, including this morning, how important it is to speak conviction, to speak truth, to speak democracy, to be present in the difficult conversations and to understand the transformations which we as leaders, young and old, are asking our people to undergo. And they're drastic transformations. Right, to move the world's oldest peace project, the European Union, into a deterrent, defensive, resilient actor. That's an enormous transformation. To wean a European industry off of cheap fossil fuels and invest in the circular economy, in the functionalities of different usages of raw materials, of not making the mistakes of old, of embracing those who will have to go through the difficult transitions at the forefront, those who have worked in these industries, those who have suffered from the harmful effects of these industries. All those things are transformations in which leaders must hold people, as we say at Harvard. And that takes some sanctuary, we learned today in a session that was held by colleagues of mine, or co-hosted by colleagues of mine at the Bertelsmann Stiftung, right across the hall here in the square. We had those conversations about circular economy, about resilient leadership, about democracy, and about the future of Europe. And that leaves me with a singular set of urgency and courage and conviction, and the idea that we must live up to both the optimism we heard yesterday from the stage and the fact that we must engage in these disruptive conversations. I hope you've had them in your 5 intergenerational conversations, and I hope you take action on it. But to remind you of the urgency of that action to meet the challenge of scarcity, here's a look back at today's events. What is truly the future ambition of Europe? Is it going to be a European power? Is it going to be a player? And what role does it see for itself?
If we want to see a strong European Union, it must be based on strong and sovereign member states.
Now we see that in case of pressure from outside, in case of crisis, then weaknesses also kind of come out, and it's part of the homework that needs to be done, I guess.
The rule of law is a uniform principle in all member states, and they all should agree what is the rule of law.
We have a strong voice, we have strong voices in the world, and we should use them to make the world a better place, not to discuss how the European Union can be a little better.
Investment in military sector, investment in defense, is investment in peace in Europe.
We have to learn, or we already learned, how to speak this language of power at a harder and a softer level. I think that's important, and fortunately, very many had to learn this in the last couple of years.
We can only succeed in the fight against climate change if we're all moving away from linear economy to circular economy, and we also want to be one of the role models that it's possible also from a financial perspective to build a circular business model, and therefore we're really proud that we are on a really good track of making this happen. The best for the planet would be if there would be no consumption. I mean, we would all sit here naked, so it's probably not a realistic scenario.
What is new is that there is more and more demand for recycled materials.
I think the mindset of success has to change. Right now, success is defined as profit. But we have to move to a different perspective in regard that success should be profit and impact.
Without recycling, we will have no energy transition.
I think the problem that we have nowadays is that sustainability is always on a premium. So you always have to pay normally more if you want to buy something that's more sustainable.
In the end, consumers want comfort and convenience. That's what drives people.
To achieve climate targets and ensure a safe and just operating space for humanity within planetary boundaries. So it's really not an option, it's something we must do.
You know, everyone wants to be more sustainable, but no one is really going to do it.
The more we grow as a business, as Too Good To Go, actually it means we're saving more food that shouldn't have been there in the first place.
About a third of the whole world antibiotics are used on pigs in China.
Yeah.
It's a massive health problem, and there's also less solutions.
We need to specialize ourselves much more backwards in the chain.
Raising the awareness for food waste and giving a tool to retailers and all kinds of food businesses is a huge lever when it comes to reducing CO2 emissions.
You know, the combination of a burning platform and what we need to do is ideal in many ways, I think. So it's now that changes really need to happen.
So I don't know if you heard what I heard there, the verb must. I will give to you that I think we can. And I think that's the message we need to take from this. In this joint community that we've built here over these last 2 days, we can and we have the privilege to be able to use our courage of conviction, our beliefs in our fundamental values, the rule of law, the systems that bring us together, yes, in conflict, but also in compromise, in that togetherness that joins us up as humans, and the responsibility to shepherd our next generation and to converse with them, to not youth wash, as we heard from Lindue Mazibuko, but to give youth power. And the steward of the youth on this campus is Professor Manuel Ammann, and we will hear from him in his closing remarks. Before, I hope you stay for this closing event, because nothing makes this symposium more exciting than what you're about to see, the closing ceremony of the 53rd St. Gallen Symposium.
Your Excellencies, dear guests, colleagues, and friends of the University of St. Gallen. After this highlight, it's time to think about the end of our symposium. We learned a lot in the last 2 days about scarcity. We learned that scarcity has ugly faces: lack of resources, lack of energy, scarcity of education, food, you name it. And perhaps the worst of all, the lack and the scarcity of freedom. On the other hand, we have also seen in many of the discussions that scarcity can open up new roads, new ways, new opportunities. Scarcity can force people to think about new ways, can open doors to new solutions, new business model. Think about Switzerland. Switzerland is devoid of any natural resources. But still, Switzerland has become one of the most advanced economies in the world. Not in spite of this lack of resources, but because of this lack of resources. And this is the approach we should take. And this is the approach the University of St. Gallen and our symposium stands for, about finding new ways, about improving the situation, ultimately about innovation, as innovation can make our lives better. Talking about that, it's now time to say a big thank you to many of you. A big thank you to our speakers who provided us with great insights during the last few days. Because one thing was not scarce in the last few days. There was no scarcity of opportunities to get new insights, to acquire new ideas, and to meet a lot of new and interesting people. So thank you very much to our speakers who made this program possible. And you know, an event like this would not be possible without the support of many people. I would like to thank our partners and sponsors who provided financial support as well as advice to us. Thank you also to you who came to us to discuss with us, to get new ideas, to give us your input. Thanks for joining us at the University of St. Gallen. Most of all, my thanks, however, go to the organizers of this conference, and among them, many students of the University of St. Gallen. We virtually had hundreds of helpers who made this event possible, and we had a core team who spent many, many months to make this event possible. During the last 2 days, you were able to experience their initiative, their energy, their engagement. That is the spirit of the University of St. Gallen. Please join me in a big applause for our students.
I was, of course, not alone in organizing all this, so the rest is going to come on stage after me as well. But at this point, a big thank you to Professor Ammann. Thank you for letting us use this campus of the University of St. Gallen to hold this conference here and to let everyone feel the student spirit. Before we come to the end of this afternoon, I want to give you a quick outlook into the evening. We have a whole evening program planned with a vegetarian dinner under the motto, hot and cold, a climate confrontation. This will take place in the main building right after the closing speech. Of course, this evening will not be your last chance for a cross-generational dialogue. You can do that wherever, whenever, and please do so. But it will be the last opportunity during this 53rd St. Gallen Symposium. I hope that by now you know that we, 24 students, comprising the ISC, the International Students Committee, have organized all of this you've experienced during the last few days. We have dedicated 1 year, or a few of us even more time, to this initiative. Why did we do that? I would now like to ask 3 representatives of the ISC team to the stage to answer these and many and more questions. You have probably met them in meetings during the year, at the Swiss or Frankfurt reception, or you had an interaction with them on campus, be it at the food corner or when booking a shuttle. I would now like to warmly welcome on stage Karin, Nico, and Sofie.
Thank you so much for your warm applause and the opportunity to stand here on stage. We three represent a team of 24 students that dedicated 9 months to make the 53rd St. Gallen Symposium possible.
Over the last days, you've been back at university. You engaged in discussions, been challenged, and especially contributed to a dialogue that transcends borders and disciplines. Yet for us, as Karin said, this symposium has been a little bit more than just 2 or 3 days. It has been a year-long journey of growth, commitment, and especially learnings.
Therefore, we would like to take these final moments with you all here to share some of the things that we and the rest of the team have learned along the way.
Let me go first. When I first walked into our headquarters 9 months ago, my head was full with great ideas, still is. But along the way, I realized that my true calling isn't to change the whole world, but much more it is to build on the solid foundation that was laid by previous organizing committees. This led me to one of my biggest learnings. If we only focus on the short term, true impact will not be seen. But true success comes from enduring the highs and the lows, and that every single voice counts.
If I'm honest, I'm quite proud of our work and of our team, because seeing all these discussions that we encouraged to be held over the last 2 days showed me once again that it was more than worth dedicating those 9 months to this initiative and platform. Months of work that eventually came together here in St. Gallen. And the fact that we got the chance to work globally, think globally, emphasized to me the need for every one of us to always include different generations as well as global perspectives along decisions. So, as we gather here in the small St. Gallen with still a variety of challenges and approaches, I must say that it's as important as 53 years ago to give the young generation a voice that is not only heard, but that also counts.
Speaking of the younger generation, some of you might think that we have too many demands. We're demanding rights, we're demanding change. But we must remember that with every demand, there is a responsibility which follows. It's like a balance, right? We have our current leaders, eager to step up, ready to shoulder these responsibilities. But then we also have our leaders of tomorrow and our aspiring leaders who need to be ready to take over these responsibilities when the time comes. Therefore, it's essential that we work together, setting it up so that everybody has a path we can follow.
So many seeds have been planted during the last 2 days. If it was in a normal coffee break or during the big plenary sessions. It's like a garden. These seeds need tendering. They need watering. They need some sunshine. And they need time to grow. It's on all of us to take these seeds and make something big and strong out of it.
But do you really think that we've overcome the challenges of scarcity within the last days? I'm not sure, but I'm sure to say that we have done the right step into the right direction. So, as a whole team, we hope that this symposium resonates with you, not just in the immediate aftermath, but as a lasting echo in your professional as well as personal life. How? By taking it home and making these voices that you've heard over the last few days on campus count?
It might be legit to ask the question, what makes the symposium relevant? I think the answer is pretty simple. It's the people. It's all of you who came from all across the world, different stages in life, talking here, learning from each other, from our leaders of tomorrow to our senior leaders.
So we thank all of you for bringing your bright ideas, your vibrant energy, and your passionate debates to our small town here in Switzerland. We are immensely proud to have hosted you. But we ask that as you leave St. Gallen, you bring the spirit of the symposium with you, taking small steps towards big changes in whatever corner of the world you call home. So to all of you who joined us on this journey to make the 53rd St. Gallen Symposium possible, thank you.
So as a last step, let us welcome again Debbie, Sophia, and Alicia. Thank you.
As you can imagine, this is a pretty special moment for us. So I would like to thank you for showing your appreciation by staying. We truly hope you've had the chance to meet the beautiful team behind all of this. And if not, now's the time to meet them. I would like to start with the food and beverages team with Karin and Matthies.
Next up is our IT team with Timur, Richard, and Louis.
Responsible for participant service, Charlotte und Lorenz.
The team behind the leaders of tomorrow are Nikita, Mauro, and Luca.
Our marketing and communications team with Nick, Sabrina, and Tobias.
Responsible for all your transportations, Sophie and Joel.
The team behind all evening sessions and social sessions are Anna, Elia, and Agnes.
And last but not least, our technical operations team with Geraldine, Nico, and Yannick. Thank you so very much for this applause. It really means a lot. We will now stay here and celebrate a bit, but you're free to go if you'd like to the evening program I mentioned before. If you want to keep on applauding, of course, we're not going to say no, but still feel free to leave. Thank you for being here. Thank you.
Oh my God, these feelings just begun. I'm saying things I've never said, doing things I've never done. Oh my God, when I see you I should it right. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Tells me to stop feeling feelings I feel about us. Try to fight it, but it's never enough. My heart is hurting, it's more than a crush. Cause I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes. Cause my heart goes. Oh my God, can't believe what I've become. I'm thinking things I shouldn't think, singing songs I've never sung. Oh my God, when I see you I should run. But I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. Tells me to stop feeling feelings I feel about us. Try to fight it, but it's never enough. My heart is hurting, it's more than a crush. Cause I'm frozen in motion and my head tells me to stop. But my heart goes. Cause my heart goes. But my heart goes. Cause my heart goes. My head and my heart. My head and my heart. I can tell them apart. Tell me to run, but I can't. Cause my heart goes.